this it's important to always make sure you say everything perfect so it can make sense. So it will not leave any type of error, loopholes for people to turn it into what they want to. Like trying to make you seem guilty for something that they're absolutely wrong for. Okay? So even when you don't do things right, know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It shall not prosper. But you have to understand, you have to be accountable for your mistakes, because when you are not accountable for your mistakes and you don't get them right, you can never really truly go forward. So never forget where you started from as an individual, no matter what kind of walk of life you come from. Just make sure that you can't change the past, you can't change, why you may have did something at the time that you did it. But one thing about it, and two things for sure, you always will want to most definitely acknowledge where you went wrong, and going forward, you should be able to do the right thing, right? Okay. Just know that. Um, Another thing is, when you go forward, don't forget that you made some mistakes. Don't forget that you did some wrongdoings. And just don't, and because of that, you can give grace, but make sure it's always decent and in order where you give grace to. Because if you keep giving grace to people that feel justified for their wrongdoings and they never come clean about where they messed up at, you have to most definitely still do what's right at the end of the day. I think that should have said it. Everything that you do, make sure you do it with perfection. Everything that you do, make sure you do it perfect. Even though we're not perfect, doing the right thing will is perfection. I also do want to say that I know, in my last video I talked about how we do want to hear, the plans for freedom and democracy going forward. And I acknowledged a couple of things. Yes, abortion rights are important, just like every other right and act that's in our Constitution, and it's important that we keep those in purity and in truth, because that's what our nation stands on. I would like to hear more from, of course, the Democratic Party, even though President Biden delivered a one-hitter quitter when he did the State of the Union speech. I thought that was a outstanding speech, but now, and we do want to hear what are we looking forward to going forward. Okay. I believe that will come sometime soon, or maybe even for a debate, even though we would like to hear before the debate, just because, it's still Bussy and Dissy that flies everywhere. And because of that, what's the air freshener is always the truth. And so we do appreciate the truth. I do still encourage all to make sure that you register to vote and that you go vote. At the end of the day, it is important, and we do want to live in a nation that's true, where all people's rights are respected, and there is no one left out, no one not heard, about issues and everything that we have going on. And yeah, that's the important things going on. And I did make a mistake my last live, because I said wrong. Sometimes I talk fast, I mispronounce words, just like I was about to say mispronounce wrong. I mispronounce words, and sometimes I go through things very swiftly, and that, may cause a misunderstanding, or, don't, it's not with clarity. So what I messed up on is I said that President Biden couldn't, he did ask for a ceasefire. But I said something else that was wrong. Um, but what I meant is he asked for a ceasefire. He did ask for a ceasefire. And I said how he couldn't just go and, to the prime minister and say, you know, don't go in, stop bombing Israel. There will be a ceasefire. That's what I meant to say. He couldn't just go over there and say this will stop. There will be a ceasefire, just because Hamas is the one who started it. You what I mean, now if Hamas didn't start anything and Israel just would have went in and started slaughtering and killing the people of Gaza, then that would have, maybe then he could have said, look, we're cutting off your funds, we're putting a sanction on you until you stop bombing these people. But because he initiated the war, it was pretty much out of his hands. Because if somebody come over here and bomb the United States, and it's a people from a nation that has nothing to do with anything, you know, they're still gonna try to retaliate against that nation. My hopes is that, and some people will set things up so things can happen like that. That's why I question Hamas' role. Even though he was hiding under the people of Gaza, I question his role, just because the former President Trump had begun to praise him, and Hitler and Putin. And so with those three things that took place, it kind of made it like, okay, was Hamas, he had to be some type of oppressor, right? But he was hiding under the people, and I always say how the people do not absolutely reflect the leader sometimes, because we do not all agree with the former President Donald Trump, and he may have been right about some things, as I have said numerous times before, but that does not justify any wrongdoing just because he was right about something. His actions have to be accountable for going forward. And so that's all I wanted to clear up. And I just want all of you to do what's right and stay true in all you do. And just always remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And that is so, in spite of what it looks like. You have to do what's right, and just always be accountable for where you went wrong. You have to be accountable for where you went wrong at all times. And when you're accountable for where you went wrong, you can get it right if the door is open for you to get it right. And if the door is not open for you to get it right, all you can do is keep doing what's right, and don't reflect or entertain things that are out of your control. So that's what I'll leave you with. And I do believe in just getting yourself together. You know, when you feel like you're not going to respond in the right way, you can't bully someone into doing something. Even if that person is wrong for how they do you, you cannot bully someone into doing what's right. You just gotta respect it, leave it alone, cut it off. Because at the end of the day, who are you? And do you do everything right? Do you handle everything right? And if you do handle everything right and people still get wrong with you, it does not justify you still doing wrong on them at the end of the day. And let that always be in its context, okay? Just treat people how you want to be treated at the end of the day. And no means no. And stay true in all you do. Because whether they're doing wrong or doing what you feel like they should do, at the end of the day, that don't stop nothing. just because you want something did a certain way. You focus on what you're doing and you do what's right. At the end of the day, that's it. That's all. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. You got to say that and you got to believe that. All right? So stay true in all you do. Don't let the wicked ever try to reverse, allow on you, or you on you. Take what you said and try to use it against you. Either way it go. If it's in the wrong way, it'll be revealed. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your week.